absolutely.
Yeah.
That's great. Well,
But I got
so
baptized when I got out of the rehab. I got out in February, and then the next week I got baptized.
so this is just a few months ago.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Well, that's something that's now rehab on you in a kind of a care center or back at home. You have to go in and do a lot of rehab work.
Yes. Yeah, I had to do physical therapy every day, a few different ones, and I had to learn how to talk a little bit better. And my whole left side was paralyzed.
Was it a stroke that you had? What happened?
Yes.
An aneurysm or just a stroke?
Just a stroke, but it was only the left side of my body. I have a brace now on my foot and on my hand, and it's getting better. We're trying to straighten it out that way.
It looks better, Laura. I don't see any paralyzation here.
Yeah.
Your face, your smile, it's great. So that's a gift.
I did gain a lot of weight, which is not a gift for a woman.
That's temporary. That can be temporary, but right now you just got to take care of that learning process. Get your brain to function and doing the things that let you lift and walk and go and do. That's nice.
Right. Well, that's what happened is I enrolled in my business and I was doing a lot of training. Then I had a stroke, and I'm just starting up in the last month, starting up working again. And I'm taking it easy because I can't get stressed out.
No.
So I'm a single mom. So between bills and paperwork and the kids, I'm trying to go slowly, and I do about 15 prospects a day, and I get one or two responses. And I do get a couple of responses that they say no thank you, and they're very polite.
Nice.
The way I worded it.
Now, when you say you enrolled in your business, what did you enroll in? So I get a little sense about that.
In October.
Okay, what kind of business did you enroll in?
The name of the company is Savvy, SAVVI. They're based out of Utah too. And my last business, Melaleuca, was built out of Idaho Falls. And I'm still with them. I get residual income, and I built a gigantic business using leads. With this new business, it's all online marketing. People are marketing online, building stories. And because of the weight gain, I'm very uncomfortable wearing the athleisure wear they have. They do like workout pants, workout tops, sports bras, dresses, coats.
Laura, there's people, lots of women, lots of men. I'm overweight. There's lots of people who are in that situation. You don't have to be perfect. You've got stories, you've got examples. I'm sure their website shows results and that kind of thing. But to see you there and start, and you're excited about it, wearing the material, which is stuff that you're selling. Is it a weight loss service and clothing and things, or is it a variety of things?
It's a variety. It's athleisure wear, so it's athletic wear and leisure wear. Okay. Things people wear around the house during COVID.
Okay.
The girls go to the gym and then they run to the market and about.
Sure.
So my target market is moms who want to work from home.
Is it okay? Let me just check something here. Work. Well, let me ask you this. Is it a binary network plan where you get a binary, or is it a network marketing?
It's a network marketing.
And the compensation plan over these last years have really, really evolved and changed. So hopefully you've got a good compensation plan.
Well, they just started. We're in pre-launch. We haven't even launched yet. We launch in September, so it's growing rapidly. And maybe I should get an outfit. There are girls that look heavier than me that pose and make a story.
That's all I'm saying.
I just was 110 and now I'm 190 and I'm very uncomfortable.
Well, let me just tell you something. This may sound awkward for me coming back. I'm not critical, but you never want to speak what you don't want. You always want to speak what you do want. And say the truth, getting honest with yourself is the first step to success, is to get honest with yourself. You know the target. Now you say, okay, here it is. I've got a plan. I'll go back and I'm going to get here. And then you speak that story and you do good recordings of it and watch your people get excited as you live what you speak. And that's exciting. And I think you should do that.
Well, I do have a high level of confidence and I know I can do this.
Yep.
It's just trying not to be stressed out, and I feel like I'm not doing enough. I feel like something's got to get me where I sit there longer. Because I'm trying to go slow, but also to motivate myself. I can certainly work on the weekends.
Yeah.
I spend about an hour a day on it.
Okay.
That's it. And I wish I could do 2 hours or 3 hours. Maybe I'm not motivated. Maybe I'm not ready yet. But I get tired very easily
Yeah.
because of the stroke.
Physical. Sure. Sure. Well, I have a thought for you. I have a question
So,
for you.
Yes.
Have you heard of anything like this right here? Have you seen this? It's called the CT-FAR model. If you look at the first word, it said circumstance. Then a dotted
Circumstance.
line, and then T for thoughts, F for feelings, A for actions, and R for results. And when you
Right.
say the things that you're feeling is not about the circumstance, not about the stroke, it's not about the weight gain, it's not about the newness of change and going from one to another. Laura, it's about your thoughts about those things.
My
That's
thoughts.
your thoughts about the circumstance. You've given over the control and power to the circumstance instead of taking it back and owning the power because of your thoughts about it. If you think, I have gained weight, but I know I can get into a plan and get those lost.
Yes.
I have had a stroke, but I'm doing rehab and I'm improving and I will continue to improve. In other words, stating what it is just a circumstance, take all the emotion out of it, and then say and think the right thoughts of alternative ways of viewing it.
Right.
Speaking is power. Be careful what you say, because it
Be
comes right
careful
back
about
in your ear.
talking about, yeah, because I'm fine with the stroke. I understand. I'm healing. I'm doing a lot better. And I've always been positive about it in my business.
Yeah.
Positive about my business is just this one thing I feel like I'm blocking because I'm uncomfortable with my body. And my girlfriend said, "You're so vain." Is it a sin to be vain? Because the cardiologist told me I need to lose weight. I'm only 5'2".
Yeah. Well, the view of your body, number one, our bodies are a gift. You know it.
Yes.
And I know it.
The vessel of God.
And what we think and do about eating, the eating is not, it's coming from our thoughts that we're wanting
Right.
to soothe our stress. We're wanting to comfort us because we're fearful of this, or we're experiencing that, or we're having comfort foods. It's called, let me think of the right word, buffering. It's buffering us from getting honest about what we got to get after. And the fact is, we do things to avoid pain or to enjoy pleasure. Food's pleasure and pain, the idea of taking the work involved and eating the right kind of foods and getting rid of the other food, that's pain for some folks. But at some point in time, overcoming with the right thoughts, that way of doing things becomes pleasurable because you see the fruit of it. And you're right, doing these things is what's going to make it happen. And starting out slow is not a problem, but starting is the problem. Is get
Right.
it done and do what you can consistently.
Well, it's not necessarily the eating. It happens to be how I'm so sedentary. I lie down all the time because
Yeah.
I can't walk around and do stuff.
Well, you know,
I'm working on it. I'm being positive.
I can
but
tell. I don't have any judgment there because my father had 5 strokes, and over a 6-year period he
gosh.
then passed away. But it really affected him, and within the second or third stroke, it put him in a wheelchair, and he had to go through the wheelchair. So I have empathy for anything that deals along with the health side of things. I admire you that you're going to rehab, that you're making the change, you're recognizing, you're getting honest with yourself. I got this extra weight, it's sedentary. You identified what you're doing is you're taking you and putting it right out here on your palm of your hand, and you're being curious. What's happening with me? What am I thinking about me and this body and what I want to do and the things that ties to my business and how it affects that? You're being
Right.
passionate about that to yourself. And
Right.
you need to be non-critical, be compassionate, and then, like you said, be confident. And that'll help you start to think the right things and speak what you want to have happen. And that'll help you lay out a plan to get after it and accomplish what the
And
next 6 months are going to bring for Laura.
and not to be negative. And I remember in the Bible that there's a verse or a teaching that said, stand porter at the door of thought. And I have to block out and not let in those negative thinkings about the body and the weight.
And how
Because
you do that is what you're feeling. Some people, when you talk to me, say, well, I feel like about this, or I feel like about that. The feel like is really from thoughts. Our feelings come from our thoughts. And so when you have uncertain feelings, that's when you should really start to analyze, okay, what is Laura feeling? Okay, I can very clear on this.
Right.
And then do this little chart, CT4 model, write it out and see what's the thoughts that's generating that feel. Also, find out where in your body you're feeling it. Is it here? Is it stress? Is it all over? And say, okay, this is what's happening. I need to then look at my thoughts and say, what triggered that?
Right.
Because I'm thinking that it's the circumstance. It's your thoughts about the circumstance. So you can be in control of those thoughts, Laura.
Right.
And identify it. And you know this, you've built a business, you've got a people business, you've got hundreds of people following Melaleuca and throughout your world. So you don't have to look yourself as anything less than what you already are, and that's a successful woman.
Right.
Nothing's changed, you're still successful.
So when I start prospecting, my thought pattern should be, I'm a successful woman and I've had a setback and I'm just going to forge forward and do excellence. Exactly,
because if you don't take that and you take, I've had a stroke and I gained weight and I don't look as good and pretty as I want to. I have a body shame. I'm putting myself down. Even if you don't say that out loud, but it's in here, what's going to happen? Somehow it's going to be revealed. That music in your words is going to come out to your people and they're going to go, oh.
Right.
And you don't have the stuff that they see is authentic. You're honest, but you've got some excitement. You know what you're doing, and you can help. They can help me. She can help me. That's the messaging that needs to come across.
Oh yeah, I have no problem with my attitude or my motivation or helping others. It's just this negativity of what I told you that I have to be quiet about.
Well, I appreciate you telling me. I'm just making the point because I don't think you're doing it. But just be careful and watchful that you don't find yourself feeling those things,
right?
Because it's coming from thoughts, and that's going to start to come out in behavior. Thoughts about the circumstance creates the feelings and emotions. Decide where that's going. Your thoughts and your feelings and emotions going to lead to your behavior, your action, and what you speak is part of your actions, and those actions produce the results. And if your results have been not on to par of who you really are, and that. Backtrack it, go to any one of those things and see what's happening, realize it is a thought. It's only a thought. Just get a new thought. Thoughts can really lead to tremendous things, destructive, sabotage, or positive performance. And you have the power of the words. You have the power in your words. I have a thing that I call, that's what I'll describe it, is you've seen sports and football and basketball, professional, they have instant replay, right? They show the replay of the big wonderful tackle or a touchdown. Well, I have what's called instant pre-play. Worry is simply pre-playing what you think's bad is going to happen to you. And the 90% of it never happens. Why would we pre-play something we don't want to have happen? And so I want you to know that the tool that you have available for you is instant pre-playing, you succeeding, you getting those 15 contacts made, you finding the skill set of how to. Now I've talked to people, they know, and creating that trust, and I've seen the excitement in your voice and your story, and them having hope that they can have and make this and do that with this gal's leadership. Speaking that over and over again and pre-playing it in your mind is a far better path than thinking, what's going to happen? I'm going to be slowed down. I can't do, you know what I'm saying? Be really careful what you're holding on, what side of thoughts you're on.
I can reread because it's all on social media. I don't talk to people until they want to enroll, and then I talk to them, and I can be pretty positive when I talk to them and not talk about my weight. But it's all on social media, so I do a lot of texting on Facebook or on LinkedIn. Some people do Instagram, And so it's all in my wording on paper and I need to reread it and make sure I'm wording everything
Make sure the
correctly.
messaging that you want's coming across. What's the music behind what you type?
Right.
Yeah.
And excitement. And I use exclamation points when I'm complimenting them. And then, yeah, but I think pretty good for when I'm starting out. It's pretty good to have 1 to 2 responses
Oh,
and 2
sure.
to 3 people that say, no, thank you, my plate's full. The fact they even respond.
And
is a
respond
positive.
kindly. That's a great thing. I would say this. Here's the thing. Taking your circumstance and the emotion out of it, just the fact I had a stroke. That's a fact.
Right.
I'm 90 pounds more than I was X months ago. Not that
Right.
I'm overweight, because that's a thought. You're overweight, you're not overweight, but a statement, I'm now 180 or whatever the weight is than what I
Right.
was. So that's a pure bones circumstance. Now then,
Right.
be compassionate with yourself. And when you're talking with folks, if it's kind of like if you're getting scared to get in front of somebody and do a presentation, when you start, you know what? It's so exciting to be here. You've kind of stirred in me some butterflies, because this is great to have so many people. Well, saying that you're maybe scared a little bit is somehow a good tool. And so when you have these and you think it's affecting your thinking, there's no harm in telling somebody, you know, I know I'm overweight. That's part of the reason why I'm in this business, because I know with what my experience has been with Melaleuca, we can do this. And I know where I'll be 6 months from now.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You do the same thing, and we can go together. That kind of an honesty is not that bad, you know, and
Right.
but you say something that doesn't reflect in what they're seeing or hearing, they're not going to trust Laura. So
They're not gonna
always say
trust
things
me.
that will endure trust in you by being honest,
Right.
by being truthful, and being
Right.
very clear, but make sure you say words that attracts them to say, man, I like what she says. It's exciting to hear what she says. That's important.
Right. That's how
Well,
I can build my story.
yes. And there's basically, I have a whole lesson on this story. You know, you've got an old story of life to this point, and there's some things in there that are affecting you positively and some that are negatively. You now have a chance to write a whole new story where you're at. And it's
Yes.
right down to 4 basic things I go over, and what those points are, so that the story rings true, but it becomes attracting, not
And
rejecting.
you do a training on stories?
I have done a whole, let me tell you, Living the Dream coaching, I coach like this. I do private lessons for those who want it. I have a website. Once they, and most people become a member, if there's a membership, they give access to all sorts of things that I have done videos. And when I do coaching, they can come in and listen, or even be part of that coaching themselves. And I do it online. I can do it like, let's say, pretend there's 10 people listening in, but they're hearing me say that applies. They can take what applies to them.
Right.
And they're
Right.
getting straight of a variety of kind of businesses. Then there's a thing on my website that says Ask Coach B. And they can type in the title and a question within 24 hours. I'll answer it. Those
Well,
kinds of
I
things.
don't have your website.
No, I'm recording this. I'm going to edit it, and sometime tomorrow I'll send you the video link, because I'll edit this video for you, and I'll have my website URL and some information that I have that you'll get in an email and can watch it and go on the site and look at it and go everything you do.
Thank you so much.
It's called livingthedreamcoaching.com, but there's no G.
Oh, okay.
There's no G. It's living. You know, when you talk with people and somebody says, Laura, how you doing? And you go, living the dream. Well, they don't say living the dream. They say living the dream. And I grabbed that URL. I mean, that domain name, it was available. There's a whole story behind it. Anyhow, livingthedreamcoaching.com. And
Okay.
that's the piece. But I'll have that in that link on the email that I send you and that kind of thing.
Okay. And how much is the membership?
Okay, let me tell you. I'm happy to tell you what it is. I'm not going to some pitch to build up the price and say, you can get it. That's not how I work. Like I said on the video that got you to come in, this is not a sales pitch, but I want to answer the question, whatever they are, and you've asked that. So on that website, it'll say, let me help. That's one of the tabs along the top. There'll be podcasts that are 5 that are free. There'll be let me help. It'll say content system, coaching system, and it shows you all sorts of what I do in the coaching system. But the Let Me Help has a little video on the 3 ways that I do coaching and what I charge. A membership is $50 a month. And after the first month, if you find your coaching experience wasn't up to speed what you anticipated or felt was worth your dollars, I'll refund. You just ask me and I'll refund it and get you out of the system. There's no money lost. But hopefully
Okay.
after that first month, you'll have enough positive experience and you'll love the coaching experience you have and what the results is bringing to you moving
Right.
your dream forward. Then you'll probably continue next month. And I don't
Right.
do a year's contract that you can't get out of it. You got to stay. No, it's month to month to month. You can stop at any time.
You know, my when I started this business, it was hard because my mentor barely talked to me. I'll text her. That's the only way we communicate. And she'll say, look it up on Google, look it up on Google, look on the corporate site. She'll tell me where to look, but she won't answer my questions. And I feel like I don't have a good mentor.
Well,
But we have team training calls, team leadership, team this and that explain stuff. And they've talked about stories, and they train on stories, but I'm just not, like what
Yeah.
I told you
let
before.
me talk about pricing again, because I'm going to say the one and then you can decide or not decide, but I have a philosophy about it. And that's this. After I send you the link and you go and look, I'm going to ask you to go to Google sometime and type in personal coaching or personal coaches and life coaches, whatever, or business coaches, and let them come up and look at the ads and go online and see their pricing and click it down. If they don't say it, then you know it's going to be a whole lot. But if they say a variety and it's 1,000 or 5,000, I've seen as high as $15,000 a year. It's ridiculous. So go through that. But mine, an entire year, and listen to me, $50 a month as a member is what? $600 for a whole 12 months of being available to see everything. All the coaching I do online, everything, you'll be able to have access. Even if you can't attend it, you can go to the link and watch it at your leisure. Number two is I charge $50 for a lesson. And there's 12 of them. And it's called 12 Sequential Steps to Starting and Launching a Business Successfully. But some of them will apply to you and some won't. And that's okay. You don't have to do them all. You do the ones that meet your need. And then, so that's $600 if you've got all 12 of them, right? And then if you did private coaching once a month, besides the Ask Coach and all that, but you wanted, man, I need you to help tighten things up, Coach B. And so we get on like this, we have an hour together. Say you did that 12 times. That's $600. So that's a total of $1,800 with no discounts, because there's discounts if you buy everybody. But that's $1,800. And my question is this: learning from my broken nose and all the other small business owners that I know, so you don't have your own broken nose, do you think that's worth $1,800? And it's not all at once, it's spread over 12 months. So what is 18 by 12? It's like $140 or something like that a month average for having all the hours and things that's available and very clear, specific answers to Laura's questions. You're on mute. You're on mute. Click it. There
Okay.
you go.
I have to use my right hand. I think it's a good thing. I have to think over my finances.
Sure.
But you said 180 a month?
No. It can be just the 50. You can just be the membership. And you
Oh, I
might
want
do a
to do
lesson.
both.
Well,
I
it's
want
going
to
to be
do
about
both.
100. If you did everything, it's going to be about 150 max in a month.
Okay.
In
Well,
a
let
month.
let me plan on my finances. I might have to do it next month, but I'll go to your website and do some reading, and then I can sign up online.
Yes, and I'll show you that. Do you have time to let me show you a screen share? Let me show you something.
Sort of. I'm waiting for the physical therapist. She's
I'll
going to
hurry.
be here at
I'll hurry.
4.
This is.
Oh, where'd you go? Oh, there you
There
are.
you go. This is the website. Okay. It has
Okay.
about podcasts. There's 5 video journal. You go to that, it goes to a little page that shows you the first 4 story hours. I started keeping the journal when I had an incredible idea to do business coaching. And on my Marty Braden Living the Dream Coaching YouTube channel, there's hundreds of videos, 13 months of my daily recording of what happened. Very helpful. This here has the Let Me Help I talked about, and this here has the coaching system. And I'm going to click on that just for the last minute. So what you'll see here is it'll start in a moment here. Here is 12 sequential steps, a little click to watch a video, my story, all that kind of thing, and a video clip on the marketing lesson. But here is the 12 coaching modules. There's 12 of them. It tells their title. And if you know what I teach in it, you just click on it and it tells you exactly what the video lesson is all about, what I cover.
Okay.
So you can do that with all of the 12 lessons, Laura, and you'll be able to know what to do or not. And then if you join, let me go back to this here, go back to the page. Maybe it's down here. There it is. This says, I'm ready to take my first step. It's on the bottom of each of the pages. That'll take you to the sign-up page, whether you want to do it annually or just month to month, and month to month's fine, and down the road you can change. Nobody's gonna hold you in. In fact, you may want to just try the first month. If you don't like it, you get every money back and we'll just take you out. But if you love it, then you can choose and go from there. How's that?
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Well, your website is beautiful and those look like beautiful pictures.
Yeah, I love the pictures only because it's people, a woman climbing up high, as you can see. And this is the stories of successful business owners that tell their story. And I want to get into their mindset. It's nice to hear that. I go down two paths. I teach business acumen, the steps of your structure of your business and how to get those details done. And that acumen, and then the mental success acumen is the other path. And you might have some great skills, but some things over here in the mental is sabotaging them. We got to get you over that. So that's the two areas that I coach. Last thing I want to show you real quick is I want to show you, where did it go? Here it is. I had an epiphany 2 years ago, and I got a system that's $297, but I got it for 17. It's Kroh There's Instant Manifestation Secrets. And in talking with them over a period of time, I've got a relationship now that I can get it for my clients, and I pay for it, but I give it to those who sign up for me for free. It is audio series of the right way of winning the morning, winning the day. Success, you're going to love it. And if you were to do a month and quit, I give you your $50 back, but I don't take back those audios. They're yours to keep. So anyhow, those are some fun things that I do.
Oh, you're so wonderful. Well, I'm going to check out the site and then I will let you know what I'm going to do.
And if you have questions, text me or email me and I'll be happy.
Oh, I definitely will. And I'm sorry about yesterday. I didn't write it down and I thought I could remember. And
Laura,
you know,
it happens. No hate, no, that's not my heart. My heart is, this is not about me. I'm retired. I've made some good money. This is about taking those 44 years and becoming a coach of beginner entrepreneurs, and it's their success. It's their dream. It's their overcoming. That's success to me, is to helping them succeed. So that's what I'm all about. I'll record this. I'll make sure that I get the links to you. It'll probably be tomorrow before noon. I'll shoot it off to you and you'll have everything.
Thank you so much.
I want it at the beginning, the end, and we go from there. Is there any other questions that you have that I can answer?
No, I want to thank you so much for talking to me, and I'll definitely look for that video that you send.
Okay.
And I'll go to the website after the physical therapist leaves.
Okay.
Yeah, they come to my house.
Nice. I'm glad they're there to help you. You keep the chin up. You keep being positive. You've got your whole future ahead of you. This is the first day of the rest of your life. You've heard all that. And it is 6-inch distance, the distance between your ears. So get after it. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
All
okay,
right.
God bless you.
You bet.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.